What's up, guys? 4th and 26 Philly Sports back with another video. Make sure you hit that like button. And if you like the content we're putting out, subscribe and hit that notification for all future content. We'll dive right into it. I wanted to do a quick post game recap of the Sixers Celtics game and on the Sixers Celtics rivalry. Although I kind of hesitate to call it a rivalry because it kind of seems like we're always on the tail end of it. The Sixers lost a heartbreaker tonight by 3 points, a game that they really had in hand for much of the game with as much of a 15-point lead. How you doing tonight, Beef?
It's those third quarters that kill us, man. In fourth quarter they came back, but those third quarters they can't give up leads like that. It's only like a three or so times this year that a two-digit lead, double-digit lead's been lost, but not to the Celtics, not tonight. Come on,
No,
man.
they went on a 33-10 run at one point. I have some notes here from the game. The Sixers did a great job against Jason Tatum tonight. He missed a lot of shots. He just didn't look himself, and we really contained him for much of the game. Really, what kept the Celtics in the game tonight was Derek White. When he wasn't hitting, Horford didn't make anything in the first half. Jaylen Brown wasn't, making too much in the first half. Derek White really kept hitting clutch shots. Every time it looked like the Sixers were like really going to pull away with it. He had a big mismatch tonight, and he just kept taking advantage of it. A note that I did notice tonight that, really kind of sparked this run was every time that the Celtics were driving to the hole, Embiid was crashing the lane, and he left Horford open on about 3 or 4 shots, and he hit all, 4 of them in the third quarter, and, really got them back in the game. And then they kind of started pushing it on offense, not making the open pass, not really passing it as well, and that it really started collapsing. The fourth quarter came midway through. They were down by 10, and they started, making a comeback, started playing good. Um,
Yeah.
I noticed Maxey really didn't have a good game tonight. He just wasn't very aggressive. Harden played halfway decent. Tobias Harris started off the game great. He had a great first half, but he pretty much disappeared in the second half. And it can't be Embiid, another 40-point game. It looks like he's just putting the team on his shoulders, and he's certainly capable of doing that. But it's a team game, and the Celtics play great team ball. So it had a playoff feel to it tonight. And, I definitely think we can compete with the Celtics, but it just seems like they close out quarters and they close out games a lot better than us.
Yeah, they went head to head with them. I mean, that run they went on in the third to fourth was, that was shit on, and we mushed it on our part. But we retook the lead again, and it was just, they wanted it more. They dominated a little bit more on the back end. I think that the coaching wasn't terrible today. Up until the point where that they lost that lead, they were doing okay, and then even in the fourth quarter, I mean, they made them use that last timeout. They were making them, trying to do, half court, trying to shrink the game a little bit. And that's fine. I got no problem with that. It was just a lucky three-pointer at the end, and even we almost tied that up.
Yeah,
So,
that's what superstars do, Foods. He had a pretty rough game, Tatum, but superstars come up in the biggest spots, and that's exactly what he did. Again, at the end of the game, just put a dagger in our hearts. You got to give it out to Embiid. He came within about 0.2 of a second of hitting a three-quarter length shot to send it into overtime. It was just absolutely amazing. We were going crazy when he made that. But we quickly saw the refs were waving it off, and Embiid was going in the locker room. So, we kind of knew that it wasn't going to stand, but he gave everything he had. And I mean, what an end to a game. But,
yeah.
it just seems like if we're going to go anywhere this year, it comes down to, again, the Celtics being a roadblock for the Sixers. It just seems like we can't get past the Celtics. It doesn't matter who their coach is. It doesn't matter who's playing for them. It just seems like it may be mental at this point that, we just can't get past them.
I think the one, I guess the one thing that might be in our favor this year is if we do see them in the playoffs, if if it does happen, maybe it won't happen until the conference finals. You never
Right.
know. It's one of those things that's possible. Their coach is a first year coach. We'll see what kind of pressure that turns, him turns on him when he gets to the playoffs. It's very possible he'll make mistakes. Maybe Doc will capitalize. The next thing you know, maybe we will do better. But I mean, in a series, as far as one game goes, it's tough. But in a series of 7, I mean, anybody can, any team can really take it. But again, it's the team that plays more like a team, like you said, more unified. I mean, they were getting great. Again, I was listening a lot more frequently to this one. You were watching it. I mean, what was going on with the calls? They were getting a lot of charging calls. I hear.
I don't blame the refs at all in this game. It went both ways. Embiid had a couple ones where he put some shoulders in the Marcus Smart. They called a blocking foul on him. So
foul.
I didn't see the refs really. They may have made a little bit bigger a deal of it on the radio, but it was a non-factor during the actual game itself, especially on the telecast. It wasn't anything excessive. Embiid was getting to the free throw line like a madman. I think he attempted something like 16, 17 free throws, and he made all but one of them. He's shooting great at the free throw line. But what it really seems like happens, Foods, is when teams start to make runs, he puts the team on his shoulders and tries to do it himself, as opposed to when I saw the Celtics go down, they were, playing more team ball and relying on, their stars and their players. And Al Horford, he had a quiet first half, and then he came alive in the third quarter. I wish he would have done that at all for us, but apparently he can only play on the Celtics. So go figure.
Yeah, whatever. It gets so annoying. We always get the superstars that are either past their prime or for some reason they're in a lull of their prime and they get traded to another team, and the next thing you know, they're fucking back to being what they were.
Yeah, but how much of that has to do with scheme and system, though? Obviously some players are more suited to other certain systems than others, and it seemed like with Al Horford, he just looked like
it was a mismatch.
He looked like he was finished. And, he doesn't have a lot left. He may get you 12, 15 points a game, but he hit some big shots for sure. But, that's it. All we wanted to kind of go over tonight. We didn't want to go too long with this video. But that's our Sixers recap for tonight. A heartbreaking loss by 3. Buzzer beater by Jason Tatum, and a very, very near buzzer beater by Embiid to send that to overtime. But, we still got some games left in the season to, iron out the mistakes, try to get as high of a seed as we can, and, look forward to the playoffs. All right, guys, have a great night. I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section on that game tonight. That was a real tough one. Let me hear what you guys think went wrong or what they maybe needed to do a little bit better. And we'll be back with another video shortly. Have a good one, guys.
Good night, guys.